Have you ever wondered why we're so captivated by intricate, symmetrical patterns? Why we can spend hours gazing at stained glass windows in cathedrals or drawing spirals in a notebook? Perhaps the answer lies in a single ancient symbol. Today, we're going to talk about the mandala, and I promise you'll discover that it's far more than just a pretty design for adult colouring books. It's a true map of the universe, a powerful tool for meditation, and even a mirror to our subconscious. We'll not only uncover all its secrets, but we'll also generate some incredibly beautiful mandalas right here, live during our discussion. So let's start at the very beginning. The word mandala comes to us from the ancient language of Sanskrit. Literally, it translates to circle or disc. This symbol emerged thousands of years ago in Hinduism and later became a key element in Buddhist practice, especially in Tibet. But it's much more than just a circle. For ancient sages, a mandala was a schematic model of the universe, a sacred space where deities reside. Imagine it not just as a drawing, but as a two-dimensional blueprint of an entire spiritual world. So let's break down the mandala into its core components to understand how this visual magic truly works. And we must begin with the most fundamental, the most obvious shape, the circle. Just look around you. The sun, the moon, the iris of our eye, a single raindrop hitting a lake's surface. Nature absolutely adores circles. It is the most harmonious and complete form known to us. Within a mandala, the circle is far more than mere geometry. It is a profound symbol of absolute wholeness and unity. With no beginning and no end, it becomes the ideal representation of eternity, the infinite cycle of life, death, and rebirth. It embodies the entire universe, encompassing absolutely everything that exists. Furthermore, the circle creates a protected, sacred space. Everything contained within its boundaries is harmonious and orderly, and everything outside represents a world of chaos and restless agitation. By drawing a circle, we effectively delineate a safe territory for our mind. It is the foundation upon which the entire remaining pattern will be built. Now that we have our circle, the boundary of our personal universe, let's delve into its very core. At the heart of every single mandala, without exception, lies a central point. But this isn't merely a geometric center, it is the source. In Sanskrit, it's called bindu, which literally translates to drop or seed, and this name perfectly captures its profound essence. The bindu symbolizes unmanifested potential. It is the very point of singularity, from which, according to ancient sages, our entire universe was born. Imagine energy condensed to an infinitesimal speck, poised on the brink of bursting forth into creation. This is the bindu. When we meditate, contemplating a mandala, our gaze naturally gravitates towards this central point. It pulls our attention in like a magnet. It represents a point of absolute stillness and profound concentration, a return to the origin, to the beginning of all beginnings, to our true inner self. It is from this tranquil centre that the entire intricate beauty of the pattern begins to unfold, much like the vibrant tapestry of our own lives. And now, from this very point of creation, from our bindu, the world of forms begins to unfold. Often the first significant shape we encounter is the square. While the circle symbolises the sky, spirit and infinity, the square is its complete opposite. It's the symbol of earth, of matter, of everything that has structure, order, and can be measured. Just think, a square has 4 corners and 4 equal sides. These represent the 4 cardinal directions: north, south, west, and east. They're also the 4 elements which, according to ancient wisdom, make up our world: fire, water, earth, and air. The square is a symbol of our ordered human world, the one we've built for ourselves. And most importantly, this square is almost always inscribed within a circle. This signifies that our earthly material world resides within a greater, divine, and spiritual reality. It's the harmony between the human and the divine, between structure and infinity. It is our home nestled within the vastness of the universe. So we've constructed our sacred space, our earthly temple, in the form of a square. But how do we gain entry? If you look closely at intricate, traditional mandalas, you'll notice distinctive embellishments, often positioned on all four sides of the central square. These designs sometimes resemble gates, or even the letter T, and these are precisely what we call gates, or portals. Their function is incredibly important. They're far more than mere decorative elements. These are symbolic entrances through which the practitioner mentally steps into the mandala's sacred space. Imagine yourself approaching the doors of a temple. Before you step inside, you leave behind all worldly commotion, your everyday worries and anxieties at the threshold. In the same way, as one passes through these symbolic gates, they consciously leave their mental clutter outside. Sometimes, these gates are even depicted with fierce guardian protectors, whose role is to prevent negative thoughts and distractions from entering. This marks a deliberate transition from the external world of chaos into an internal realm of order and harmony. Alright, so we've established what a mandala is made of. But the crucial question is, why do we need them? What's the purpose behind creating such intricate designs? The answer is simple. The primary goal of a mandala is to be a tool for our minds. If our minds are turbulent rivers of thoughts, emotions and memories, then a mandala serves as a bridge across that river. It's an object designed to help us focus. The very act of contemplating a mandala is, in itself, a form of meditation. As you focus your attention on it, your mind naturally calms, the torrent of thoughts slows, finding an anchor in the symmetrical and harmonious pattern. This allows for a detachment from daily distractions, letting you sink into a deeper state of consciousness. In Buddhist monasteries, monks can spend hours meditating on a single mandala, committing every intricate detail to memory. They use it as a visual anchor, aiding them in their pursuit of enlightenment. It's not merely a drawing, it's a powerful tool for concentration. Let's delve deeper into this meditative process. Imagine the mandala not merely as a flat design, but as a three-dimensional labyrinth. As you begin to contemplate it, your consciousness embarks on a journey. You start with the outermost circles, the boundaries separating the sacred from the profane. Then you mentally pass through the gates, leaving all your worries behind. As you move further inward, you explore intricate patterns and symbols, each representing different aspects of the teachings or your own inner world. Every element along this path holds its own significance. Your journey is a progression from the periphery, from the world of multiplicity and chaos, towards the center, to that very bindu point we've spoken of. This center symbolizes your true essence, your pure consciousness, free from ego and judgment. As you traverse this path, you symbolically cleanse your mind, shedding all that is superfluous and external, to return to your authentic self. It is an inward pilgrimage for which you don't need to go anywhere at all. Now, let's explore one of the most captivating and perhaps the most profound traditions associated with mandalas. We're talking about Tibetan sand mandalas, known as dulkor. Picture a group of monks hunched over a massive platform. In their hands, they hold special metal tubes called chakpur. From these tubes, grain by painstaking grain, they meticulously pour out coloured sand, forming an incredibly intricate, detailed and vibrant pattern. This painstaking work can last for weeks, sometimes even months. Every gesture, every colour, every line is imbued with deep symbolism and accompanied by prayers and mantras. This isn't merely the creation of a beautiful piece of art. It's a collective meditation, demanding immense concentration, patience and teamwork. The process of creating the mandala itself is as significant as the final result, and perhaps even more so. Finally, after weeks, sometimes months, of meticulous work, a magnificent masterpiece lay before the monks and onlookers, radiant with every colour of the rainbow. Every intricate detail was perfect, every symbol precisely where it belonged. It was a true, divine palace, manifested in sand. One might imagine such a creation would be enshrined for centuries, perhaps under glass in a museum. Yet what happens next is utterly unimaginable to a Western observer. The chief monk picks up a special tool and with one swift motion begins to sweep away the mandala. He simply brushes away the intricate pattern, dissolving it back into a formless heap of multicoloured sand. The outer ornaments are swept away first, then the gates, the palace walls, and finally, the very heart of the design is mingled. This is not an act of vandalism. It is the culmination of the entire ritual, its most profound and essential part. It is a shocking, yet incredibly powerful spectacle. So, why? Why destroy such a magnificent creation, one that required so much effort and time? The answer to this question reveals one of Buddhism's most profound lessons. This ritual of destruction symbolizes the concept of impermanence, the idea that everything in existence is fleeting. In Sanskrit, this is known as anitya. Everything we create, everything we cherish, everything we become attached to in this material world, whether it's a beautiful work of art, our own physical body, or even our deepest emotions, all of it is impermanent. Sooner or later, all of it will change, transform, and eventually fade away. The ritualistic destruction of the mandala is a powerful visual demonstration of this universal law. It teaches us not to cling to possessions, not to become overly attached to the fruits of our labour. It teaches us to let go, for true beauty and wisdom lie not in the object itself, but rather in the journey of its creation and the profound lesson it imparts. Even after the mandala is meticulously dismantled and its sands are gathered into a single urn, the ritual is far from over. This mixture of colourful grains, once an intricate pattern, is now considered sacred and blessed. The monks then carry this urn to the nearest river, lake or ocean and gently release the sands into the water. This final gesture symbolises the spreading of the mandala's blessings and healing energy throughout the world. The water carries the grains away, allowing them to disperse far and wide, bringing harmony and peace to all living beings. It's a beautiful and poetic image of how the positive energy, accumulated during long hours of meditation and creation, returns to the universe. The circle is complete. From chaos, order is born, and then that order returns to chaos once more, having enriched the world with its unique harmony. The cycle is fulfilled. The story of the mandala might have remained confined to Eastern monasteries, were it not for one man who revolutionized our understanding of the human psyche. In the early 20th century, the renowned Swiss psychoanalyst Carl Jung introduced this ancient symbol to the Western world. He did so not through religious texts, but through the experiences of his patients. Jung was an exceptionally keen observer. He noticed that many of his patients, especially during times of psychological crisis, stress, or personal transformation, would spontaneously and instinctively begin to draw circular, symmetrical patterns. These individuals had no prior knowledge of mandalas and had never encountered Tibetan artwork. Yet their own psyche, from deep within, was independently creating these profound images. Jung realized this was no mere coincidence. He saw it as a soul's cry for help, an instinctive attempt by the psyche to heal itself, to find its center, and to restore inner order. For Carl Jung, the mandala evolved into one of the most pivotal concepts within his psychological framework. He perceived it not merely as an intricate design, but as a universal archetypal symbol, a representation of what he termed the self. The self, always capitalized, represents the core of our personality, our true essence. It is the part of us that unifies all polarities, the conscious and unconscious, masculine and feminine, light and shadow. According to Jung, the ultimate purpose of human life is the process of individuation, the journey of becoming one's authentic self and achieving wholeness. The mandala, in turn, serves as a visual manifestation of this very wholeness. When an individual engages in drawing a mandala, they are, in essence, creating a map of their soul at that specific moment. They are attempting to bring order to their inner world, seeking balance and harmony. It's a profound dialogue with one's deeper self, conducted in the universal language of symbols, a language inherently understood by our psyche without the need for words. Now let's clear up a common misconception. Many people believe that mandalas are exclusively esoteric, religious, and complex, that you need to be a Buddhist, understand ancient languages, or believe in reincarnation to work with them. But that's simply not the case. Thanks to Carl Jung, mandalas today are, first and foremost, a powerful art therapy tool, accessible to absolutely everyone. You don't need to be spiritual, religious, or even an artist to experience their healing power. The very act of drawing or colouring a mandala offers profound therapeutic benefits. It helps shift your focus from anxious thoughts to creative expression, calm your nervous system, and enter a state of flow. As you intently fill symmetrical patterns with colour, you are in essence creating order. And this sense of order, starting on the paper, begins to translate into your mind. Let's consider why anti-stress mandala colouring books have become such a global phenomenon. Why are adults, even serious professionals around the world, purchasing what seem like children's colouring books and dedicating hours to them? The answer, it turns out, is rooted in our brain. Our lives are often a whirlwind of chaos, constant multitasking, and relentless information overload. We're perpetually making decisions, analysing, and worrying. Colouring a mandala, however, offers our brain a completely different kind of engagement. It's a simple, repetitive, yet deeply creative activity. It deftly engages both hemispheres of the brain. The left side handles the logic of colour selection and staying within the lines, while the right side awakens creativity and intuition. This process gently guides us into a state remarkably similar to meditation, often without us even realising it. Our heart rate slows, breathing deepens, and stress hormone levels naturally decrease. It's a straightforward and accessible form of mindfulness that effectively helps to soothe and reset our entire nervous system. But what about the language of the mandala itself? In traditional Eastern teachings, every single element holds profound symbolic meaning. It's a rich visual code. For example, colour selection goes far beyond personal preference. Each colour carries its own unique vibration and meaning. Red embodies energy, passion, vitality, but also anger. Blue signifies wisdom, tranquility, and spirituality. Yellow is associated with intellect, joy, and illumination. Green, naturally, represents nature, healing, and growth. Even the geometric shapes themselves are highly significant. The circle, as we know, symbolises wholeness and unity. The square represents stability and the material world. An upward-pointing triangle symbolises aspiration towards the spiritual, while a downward-pointing one suggests a descent into the material. The spiral is a potent symbol of development and the flow of energy. By understanding this intricate language, you don't just draw. You consciously create an intention mandala, imbuing it with specific goals and desires. The lotus flower is one of the most prevalent and beautiful symbols you'll encounter in mandalas, and for good reason. It's an incredibly potent emblem of the human spiritual journey. Consider how it grows. Its roots are deeply embedded in the murky, muddy waters at the bottom of a pond. This represents our material world, a realm often filled with desires, ignorance, and suffering. Yet despite these humble origins, the lotus stem gracefully ascends through the cloudy water, stretching ever upwards towards the light, and once it breaks the surface, it unfurls a flawlessly pure and exquisite bloom, completely untouched by the mud below. This powerfully illustrates the concept of spiritual awakening. Like the lotus, we too can rise above the mud of samsara, the cycle of suffering and rebirth, and reveal our true, pure, and divine nature. Consequently, the lotus at the heart of a mandala frequently represents an awakened, enlightened consciousness. And this brings us to the most important part. You don't need to be a Tibetan monk or a disciple of Carl Jung to tap into the power of a mandala. You can create your own unique mandala right now. You don't need artistic skills, special tools, or a deep understanding of symbolism for this. All you need is a sheet of paper, a pencil or pen, and most importantly, self-trust. Simply place a dot in the centre of the page. This will be your bindu, your origin point. Then, without overthinking or analysing, begin drawing around it. Allow your hand to move freely, however it wishes. These can be circles, petals, spirals, triangles, any lines and patterns. Don't try to make it beautiful or perfect. Simply express what's within you at this very moment. This process is called intuitive drawing. Once you're done, set down your pen and simply observe what you've created. There's no need to critique or judge it as beautiful or ugly. Just observe. Your personal intuitive mandala isn't just a drawing. It's the most accurate reflection of your inner state right here, right now. It's a unique snapshot of your soul, captured in this very moment. What shapes predominate? Sharp, jagged angles might suggest hidden tension or conflict, while flowing, rounded lines speak of harmony and acceptance. Did the pattern emerge symmetrical and orderly, or chaotic and jumbled? None of this is accidental. It's a direct message from your subconscious. Such a drawing can offer more insight into your current state than hours of introspection. It's an honest, wordless conversation with yourself, helping you to better understand your true feelings. Now let's focus on two of the most striking aspects. The first is the ritual of destroying the sand mandala. Imagine this: weeks of meticulous labour, prayer, and deep concentration, creating a work of incredible beauty, and all of it only to be swept away in an instant, demonstrating that nothing in this world is truly permanent. This is an incredibly powerful lesson in non-attachment, a concept that Western culture, often preoccupied with preservation and accumulation, finds incredibly difficult to grasp. It's not an act of vandalism, it's the highest form of spiritual practice. The second pivotal moment is Carl Jung's discovery of the mandala. He shifted this ancient Eastern symbol from the realm of cosmology into the domain of human psychology. Jung showed that the striving for wholeness, for the integration of opposites within us, is an inherent need of our soul. The mandala, he proposed, is a universal language through which the soul expresses its desire for unity. He transformed an ancient religious artifact into a key for understanding modern humanity. So, what exactly is a mandala? It's far more than just a beautiful circular pattern. It's an ancient map of the universe and, simultaneously, a profound guide for our inner world. It's a tool that helps us find our centre amidst life's chaos and reconnect with our own sense of completeness. Thank you for watching this video to the very end. I truly hope you've gained a new perspective on this amazing symbol. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of sacred meanings, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new content. And now, a question for you. Have you ever drawn or coloured mandalas? What did you feel during that experience? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'd love to read them.